Today's episode is in memory of Andre and Bert.
Hi, this is Lou, co-host of Earrings Off. Today, Teresa and I talk about grief. We both recently lost our siblings to COVID, and we talk about how when you're having family events or different times that you really miss them. But we also talk about how grief can sneak up on you when you least expect.
We also share a bit about climate change and how we each have to take responsibility for taking care of our planet for the generations to come. It's all about the circle of life.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Earrings Off. We want to invite you to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. You can find us on Facebook at Earrings Off Podcast and on Instagram at The Earrings Off Podcast.
Welcome to Earrings Off. I'm Lou.
And I'm Teresa. Let's get started.
How are you today?
I'm hanging in there. It's things are happening.
Things are happening. Yeah. Things are happening. I'm not surprised, but not to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm just reminded of how when we suffer loss and we continue to go through life and we think we're managing it, managing grief, and something can pop up that just sort of propels you back to that. I recently experienced that because remember I told you we were trying to plan anniversary celebration. And, I could not figure out, I just really wanted no parts of it. I mean, I just wasn't in the mood. And no matter what happened, I just didn't want it. It aggravated me. I was annoyed. I had to even speak to anyone about trying to find a place, or annoyed about when I thought about the menu, all of that. And I could not quite figure out what it was. And then it sort of hit me one day that this is the first sort of major celebration I'll be having since my sister passed, since Bert passed. And it was the thought that she wouldn't be sitting there. And I couldn't share the details of the planning with her, and we couldn't laugh about things. And she couldn't, in her own way as a big sister, approve some things and then say, nah, Lou, I think that's a bad idea with others. And but the big thing was that I knew on that night she would not be in attendance. And when it hit me, Teresa, it was like, well, that's what it is. That's absolutely what it is. So,
it's funny that we, I get these glimpses that somehow the universe brought us together, you and I. And I know that sounds hokey, and I know it does. And I know people won't believe me, but or think, well, that's just kind of woo-woo out there. But we're in a simpler place right now, you and I.
Yeah,
because,
Teresa, I thought about that.
Where I am right now is I'm with my family. It's my mom's. Yesterday was Earth Day and my mom's birthday. Yes.
Woo! Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah. And so we're celebrating her. And today, we're having a big dinner and my brother won't be there.
Oh.
So, and it's the first time and I'm having the similar feelings, and I'm hesitant to even broach the subject with her, because I can only imagine how she feels, and I don't want to make it. And we have not discussed it, honestly. We have not discussed it.
So
it's like the elephant in the room.
So you're actually going through that.
right
Yeah,
now.
Teresa, that's amazing. We're both dealing with that, with
Yeah,
your brother and my sister. Oh, yeah.
yeah. This will be the first. This is her first birthday since he passed, and this is be our first big. uh well, my first big family gathering since, because they were together last week for Easter.
Yeah.
But I'm here with them now.
Yeah.
It'll be my first.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. I
it's
tell you.
tough. It's tough. And that's what I
Yeah.
meant. I didn't know we were going to get into this, but
Yeah.
that's what I meant by things are happening. Life is going on, but there's just
Yeah.
this big cloud over me.
It's a huge cloud. And the thing
Yeah.
is, though, I know that Bird would want me to go on, to have parties, to laugh, to live. I know that. But so that's what I'm trying to do in her honor. But it's like, it just sort of like you said, it puts a cloud, it paints everything with the sort of grayish tint, if you will.
Yeah.
And
That's
and then that happened, and then I got an email the other day from my niece, and Bert was a Delta, very committed Delta, been president of her chapter and region, and all of that, and they're doing a service in her memory tomorrow. So and they invited her close family to, come on Zoom and to attend. And when I got that again propels me back, because since they extended the invitation, I want to attend, but then it'll be all about her birth and her passing. So trying to get myself together for that.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome that she's still being remembered in such a way.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
that's what I'm dealing with, and you're dealing with.
Mhm.
But it also then, but Teresa, it's also a reminder not to take life for granted.
Oh my, yeah.
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 To just know that things can change. They can change so quickly, and you have no idea what the next day, what the next hour can bring. And so with death reminds us to live and to be thankful and to sort of bask in gratefulness for where we are and
Right.
the blessings that we are given. So yeah.
That's right. And it's part of that for all those reasons that you just mentioned is why I'm here celebrating my mom's birthday, because it's like I could have easily remained in
Yeah.
Virginia and just called her up and
Yeah.
just
Especially
got
with your schedule and all the
I
stuff you
know.
have going on right now.
Yeah, yeah. And got on video with her like I've done so
Yeah.
many years past, but it was like this time I was like, nope, not gonna do that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go be with her. Yeah, and
See?
she was so surprised though.
Yeah. Was
I
she?
surprised her. I didn't
You
tell her.
didn't tell her?
No.
Oh, wow. Was she?
And, and,
I
it,
bet.
and in mom's fashion, this is what she said.
Mm.
I was praying for Mother's Day.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She didn't know you were coming. That's the
No.
best. That's the best.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
can you be happy that I'm here now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? You reminded me of one time when Nasheed and I, we were I have to say young couple, so I want people to know. Okay, we were a young couple and we went home and we surprised our family with our trip. And so we went home late and we were standing on my mom's porch and for her, and when she came and I'd planned how she was going to be so surprised to see us. And when she opened the door, she looked at me, she said, "Do you know your phone got cut off?" Those were lean times, people. We were trying to make it work. I hope that she didn't hear this episode, but we were so proud of ourselves for going down there to surprise them. And the surprise was that our phone was off. And not only that, they knew it. But there you go. Such
funny.
a circle of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at you now.
Look at me now. Paid phone bill. I roll like I want to with the phone now these days, people. So there you have it.
Well, depending on the times, now you got a cell phone, right? Don't mean to date you, sis.
That's right. I own it all. But anyway.
That's funny.
We are
that's hilarious.
Just talking a bit about grief and how we go on. So.
That's right. Hey, Lou, yeah, we just, have to stay strong. And I think it's great that we have we keep our loved ones alive by, talking about them and celebrating them.
Yeah.
I know I said it.
Teresa, you're right, because when people die and their loved ones and friends are, say they don't quite know what to say to them, you sort of have to take your cues from that person. But we do know that trying to pretend that person hasn't suffered a loss,
right,
doesn't work. So even if you do nothing but just say, I'm sorry, and just be there. But because, it's still very real.
It is very real. And I know what I'm about to say will make listeners think that I need to get into therapy quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I already think that, so I'm with you. Go on.
This is serious, Lou, honestly, because when I tell you that my mom and we've been together 2 days now,
mm-hmm.
and we have not talked about it.
Yeah. Well,
and we need to, and I need to talk about it before I see my nieces and nephews, because I don't know.
But Teresa, you're not on a timetable for that. You'll know when it's time for you to
know, but what I don't want to happen is when I see them, that the waterworks begin, right? I want to be strong for them.
That's okay.
You think that's okay? I don't think.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. But I'm telling you, it is. You and I are definitely in the same place. It's when, it's like I said when Bert died, death will happen either to you or your sibling. It's not something you think about, but losing a sibling, I am telling you, that is traumatic. It's traumatic. Yeah. That's your sibling, your person you played with and grew up with. And that's a huge
that knows your secrets and threatened to tell them.
Right. Exactly.
To your friends.
Right.
Yeah, I do miss him. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Andre. Gotta say his name.
Yeah. I
do miss him. But it's funny how, all these years we have been celebrating. I'm changing the subject, Lou. Okay. And I do that, right? Yeah. Like when things get tough.
Yeah. Oh, you'll figure a way out of it. See, but that's a good thing. And like you said, I think we were brought together for a reason, because that's the yin and the yang. Because I'll sit there and while there's something off. I will.
Yeah, I have to change it, but because I don't want to be on here crying. But anyway, so yesterday, been celebrating Earth Day forever, right? And I just realized, I don't know why I never put the two together. Like my mom was born on Earth Day, April 22nd.
Wow.
Earth Day is, has been around for a while, but what does that mean? When you think of Earth Day, what do you think about? Do you give
Well,
it
I
any
was
thought?
just going to ask you, Teresa, but what I think about and what I've seen publicized about it, it's a day for us to intentionally be aware of the importance of our actions
Yeah.
and how what we do every day impacts the climate and the condition of the earth, and it impacts it for us and generations to come. So
Mm,
that's what I
that's
think
very
about.
good, Lou.
That's what I
Yeah,
think about
that's
it.
actually absolutely how I feel about it too. But here's the thing. How do we, we've been hearing about all of this stuff about the weather, and how we're having such severe storms, and it's all most scientists believe that it's because of what we're doing, just like you said,
Right,
right? But
yeah.
there are so many people who don't believe them,
I
who
know.
believe that. How can that be?
Yeah.
But it just makes so much sense, even if you don't, even if scientists didn't say it. Like, I'm just a normal person, and I don't know if I can. It just makes sense that what we're doing is impacting the earth, right?
Well,
And how we live. But it's the convenience of it all, right? Who wants to give up their car? Who wants to give up all of the things that we have, the TVs, the computers, the cell phones? Who wants to give up, and we don't even, it's only with the reports that I'm hearing, like you, that I'm learning that the resources used to build these things that we have come so accustomed to use, they're stealing the resources from the earth and from areas and countries that provide us with all of the rainforest that would take on all of the carbon that we create. They're being destroyed because they're taking the natural resources out of them to give us more conveniences.
Yeah.
So who wants to give them up, right? Like, people
You're
don't want to
absolutely
hear it because they don't want to change their
no.
lifestyles. But
That's what it is, though, because we are so spoiled.
oh my gosh.
That as a country, that's just who we are. And people are
As a world.
reluctant. Yeah, well, that's very true. People are just reluctant to change. But when I see those pictures of the polar bears and it not being cold enough for the ice to sustain them, and that's impacting whether they live or die. Those pictures are just startling to see what's happened to animals and to wildlife.
Well, when you say that, so that we can see that right now, right? But what we kind of gloss over is what's happening to us as human beings. Think about all the displaced people, their homes completely destroyed.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
They're
having to uproot from parts of the country to move to other parts and starting over, literally starting over. That's impact. And that's climate as well, right? And then I heard a news story recently about this guy. He's a cattle farmer. He was speaking on behalf of cattle farmers. I think he might have been somewhat attached to the Cattle Farmers Association. But what they're experiencing is they don't have enough water.
Yeah.
They don't have enough water for the cows. That water used to flow naturally, and they're losing cattle, and they're having to learn how to grow or raise them with less water. In addition, in that region somewhere where this guy was, it was in the West, Midwest somewhere. They usually get a lot of snow during winter months. They didn't get any. And now as spring is approaching, they're getting snow. But now is the time when the cows are having their calves. And guess what's happening? They're freezing to death. So that impact we're going to feel, or people, not me, because I don't eat beef, but I know it's going to hit the market. It's going to hit the market because there's going to be a shortage of available beef for people to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the impact, I mean, we see the polar bears, like you say, but we need to really, we have examples much closer to home.
Mhm.
And we really have to do something. Like, we got to be willing to give up some conveniences and not be so spoiled if we want there to be an earth for, we still don't know what happened to the dinosaurs and all of those. I mean, what if it were a similar situation and
Right.
we're about to
Yeah.
become extinct?
Yeah. So it just reminds all of us to be mindful of our actions each and every day. Yeah, we hopefully all learned about recycling,
Oh
but
gosh.
it's so bigger than that, to live your life in such a way that your carbon footprint is less, so that there's less need for all of
Right.
that. So,
See, there's nothing for me to do but to buy a Tesla at this point. I mean, really,
yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it for the environment, right?
Yeah,
You're going to take one. You're going to get that Tesla because you are thinking about the environment, right?
That's right. I'm thinking about everybody else. It is so unselfish, this move of mine.
Yeah,
It is. It's really unselfish.
Yeah. Okay, I got that. But we're talking about life, the circle of life.
Yeah.
Actually, here today on Earrings Off.
Take good care.